Imagine sitting on the edge of a decision that could change everything. The weight of uncertainty crushes you, like 1,000 silent alarms ringing in your mind all at once. You want to back that startup, that visionary idea, that rebel business that screams potential. But something inside you hesitates. What if you're wrong? What if you miss the secret ingredient everyone else knows? This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet or glossy pitch decks. It's about something far deeper. Something the top angel investors don't shout about at conferences or slideshows. It's about the hidden signals, the secret metrics that pulse beneath the surface, telling the true story that no one else sees. And the unbearable truth is, you don't have to guess anymore. Because right now, this secret is about to be unlocked. This isn't a game for the ordinary. It's a battlefield for those who burn, not just with ambition, but with the hunger to break every chain holding them hostage to the ordinary. The world tells you to play safe, to obey, to pretend you see what everyone sees. But the real power lies in rejecting all of that, in glimpsing the invisible code behind every startup's success or spectacular failure. Here's what most investors don't talk about. It's never really about the product, the market size, or the founding team's charisma. Those are just the noise everyone can hear. The secret metrics, the ones that separate the trophy from the dustbin, stare straight at your gut and test your courage. First, they measure the founder's obsession level, not just their passion, but their pure, burning obsession. Are they alive in a way that burns the night into day? Because only those who live and breathe their mission, who lose themselves in the chaos and mystery of creation, can lean into the impossible and pull it into reality. This obsession isn't something you can fake. It shows up in every restless night, every failure faced head-on, every detail agonized over. If the founder wavers, doubts creep in, or they settle for good enough, don't waste your breath. Second, these secret metrics look at the founder's ability to unlearn the comfortable lies the world sold them. The investors who win, who become legends, stand with founders who break their own rules and get ruthless with their limitations. It's about shedding the habits of what should be and embracing what could be, even when the future looks like walking blind into a storm. The smartest investors know that innovation isn't about adding more, but about tearing down the false constructs that enslave creativity. So they don't just ask if a founder can pivot. They ask if the founder can kill their sacred cows without mercy. Clinging to old models means death, but those who can dismantle the known become unstoppable storms. Then there's the brutal clarity in understanding how the founder rewires their relationships, especially with risk and failure. Most investors obsess over margins and customer counts, but behind closed doors, the real game is played on a far more personal battlefield. These secret metrics watch the founder's resilience as a pulse, seeing if they have the grit to keep staring into the abyss of failure and not blink. Can they take a heavy loss, learn instantly, and come back harder? Or do they collapse under pressure, falling into mediocrity like so many before? This level of perseverance can't be fabricated. It's either there or it's not. The founders who can transform every stumble into rocket fuel escape the pack, rewriting their destinies with streetwise tenacity that no spreadsheet can capture. But it's not just about them. These private measures extend to the founder's clarity of vision. Not a vague promise, not a buzzword-filled dream, but a concrete, unforgiving clarity of why they fight and where they won't fold. Secretly, the greatest angels listen for this clarity like a sonar signal in a sea of noise. When a founder can explain their why without flinching, and more importantly, when their decisions echo that why at every turn, alarm bells stop ringing. Because now you know you're not just buying into a product, you're buying into a relentless force that can redefine markets. This clarity separates the creators from the dreamers and the missionaries from the opportunists. Now here's where many stumble. It's not enough to see these metrics in isolation. The secret power is in how they interact, how obsession fuels unlearning. Unlearning sharpens resilience. Resilience clarifies vision, and clear vision deepens obsession. It's a feedback loop, a wildfire spinning that feeds itself. When all these metrics sync up, they birth a rare kind of founder, one who smashes through limits and rises, not by luck or timing, but by the iron weight of character forged in fire. That's the signal the market hasn't yet fully realized but is starting to wake up to. That's the secret currency real angel investors are hunting for behind the scenes. Here's the truth that can't be overstated. No amount of fancy data or buzzword jargon replaces the raw human element in startup investing. The founders who stoke this inner fire refuse convenience. They scream no to captivity disguised as comfort. They burn bridges with the past so brightly the old world turns to ash. And the investors who back these forces don't just change portfolios, they bend industries and define futures. But this path is not for the faint-hearted. It's not for those addicted to safety nets or looking to soothe their anxiety. This is the ruthless pursuit of transformation. A constant war on just enough, and an unrelenting demand for possibility beyond the ordinary. For those who come here, there's no turning back. If the thought of missing out on this inner fire gnaws at your soul, it's a sign. It's a call to move past the noise, past the cult of consensus, and into a space where you and the founders you back are revolutionaries. Because backing this secret isn't just smart, it's the only way to break the chains of mediocrity woven deep into our systems. And when you align with founders who embody this secret, you don't just earn returns. You become part of something larger, something more alive than anything the market chatter dares to acknowledge. You join a rebellion where freedom is weaponized, where every investment is a declaration that the future will be shaped by those who refuse to settle, who dared to unleash the fire within. So, what does it look like in practice? How to spot this secret in the chaotic mess of pitches, numbers, and promises? First, listen not to the words, but the fire behind them. Founders who speak with a calm certainty, fields of data aside, are lighting a beacon for those who know where to look. Watch how they handle questions about failure, not with rehearsed answers, but with raw vulnerability and lessons learned. See if their energy is contagious or if it falters when pushed. Study their patterns of reinvention. Do they cling to old models? Or are they consistently shedding skins to grow stronger? Most of these things can't be measured by metrics. They're felt. They're seen in the eyes, the tone, the refusal to quit. Second, demand that founders clearly show the dance of obsession and clarity. Do they burn with a vision so vivid it's palpable, yet flexible enough to evolve as they learn? Or are they rigid, trapped in nostalgia for what worked and afraid to step into the unknown? The market rewards the latter with silence. But the bold, the true leaders, reveal their readiness to shatter the comfortable in pursuit of something radical and pure. Lastly, test resilience, not only through what happened, but through what comes next. Founders who share stories of stumbles, but also show how those stumbles rewired their brain and strategy hold the key. It's a rare art form rarely celebrated because it goes against the polished myth of instant success. But every true success hides a backyard of trials, scars, and unspoken fights won in darkness. Now, what's at stake if these secret metrics are ignored? The answer is painfully simple. Everything. Millions poured into safe bets that flicker and fade because the investors forgot that the future belongs to those with fire, guts, and ruthless clarity, not to those who tweak yesterday's formulas. This is a revolution, a break from the system that rewards obedience and punishes rebellion. When an investor masters these secret signals, they become not just a backer, but a midwife to the extraordinary, a partner in the only mission that matters, unlocking the power of the individual to rise, burn, and become more. And while the world keeps spinning with tired slogans and empty promises of freedom and progress, you can step into the space where real change happens. Where system ends and something raw, wild, and alive begins. This is not a journey everyone will take. It requires sacrifice. It demands burning your bridges with safe bets. It requires patience to wait for the long game when the masses scream for instant wins. But it also promises a payoff beyond wealth, a voice in shaping the new reality, a chance to fight the invisible chains dressed as comfort. This secret is waiting for you on the other side of fear and doubt. It's waiting where obsession meets clarity, where founders become warriors and investors become legends. If you are ready to step beyond rules, beyond noise, beyond the old world that suffocates greatness, this is your moment. The markets may never reveal these secrets openly, but if you listen carefully, with your whole being, If you dare to break from the pack, you will see what never fails: the burning heart of the founder who refuses to be caged, the unbreakable clarity that guides them, and the relentless resilience that turns dreams into history. This is the power you seek. This is the secret you must wield. Because the future, real, wild, unfiltered, belongs to those brave enough to see what no one else sees. And now, you do.